Just 2 months ago, that one of the largest psyops in modern American political history was exposed in a federal indictment. You might remember the Trump administration presented evidence showing that a prominent and very powerful left-wing activist group called the Southern Poverty Law Center, or SPLC, was secretly giving millions of dollars to people who were closely associated with and working on behalf of white supremacists and Nazis. And in public, the SPLC claimed that white supremacy was the greatest threat facing the country, and they raised a lot of money from leftists in order to defeat this great threat. They also pressured federal agencies and social media platforms successfully, in many cases, to harass and censor anyone that they deemed racist. But in private, as alleged in this indictment, the SPLC was funneling huge amounts of money to people actually associated with the Ku Klux Klan and Aryan Nations and National Socialist Party of America. In other words, because the demand for white supremacy greatly exceeds the supply in this country, the SPLC had to create some more supply. And that's exactly what they did. But as if that's not bad enough, somehow the case against the SPLC has become even more devastating and utterly humiliating. The DOJ filed what's called a superseding indictment in the case, which is basically an indictment that revises the original one. And in this new indictment, the DOJ alleges that a high-level SPLC official, the director of their intelligence project, was sleeping with an informant in a white supremacist group called the National Alliance. The group was founded by William Luther Pierce, who wrote the Turner Diaries, which inspired the Oklahoma City bombings, for some background there. And on top of that, according to the indictment, the SPLC was funneling more than $1 million to this particular white supremacist, while their intelligence director was sleeping with him. So here's a picture of the intelligence director, apparently. It also gives you an idea of the standards of this white supremacist, lowly standards. And now the New York Post reports that the SPLC official in question is, quote, believed to be Heidi Beirich, a 58-year-old fascism expert who was the director of intelligence at SPLC between 2012 and 2019. Now, before we go further into the details of the allegation here, and the details are worth talking about, let's just stop and think about this for a second. Think about how on the nose this is. The SPLC was going around saying F fascists, and what do you know? They were doing exactly that. They were effing the fascists. And they were funding them too. So there's a lot of F words getting mixed in. I mean, really, somebody needs to turn this story into a romantic comedy screenplay